All right, folks, we are live again tonight. Or I should say this afternoon. Let me go ahead and refresh and we will get started. I'm up here in the dead zone again. That's right, in the doghouse. And tonight, or today, or whatever time zone you live in, I'm currently sweating to death. Yes, Alternative Tongues, I am early today. I said yesterday towards the end of the broadcast, you probably were busy. I had said that my Friday lives, at least for the short term, are going to be between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I wasn't sure exactly what time because, you know, the time I get off of work and come home and do some of the daddy duties and house duties that I got to do. So, 1, 2 o'clock, so I hit it right on the nose. It's currently 1:38 in the afternoon on the East Coast time zone. We'll see who we can get in. Now, I got a new analytic. It looks like this morning I looked at, and it kind of tells me when my subscribers are online. And so that's kind of cool. Oh, that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and see who comes into this live early. I'm not sure how well. Now, last Friday I did great, but I ended up getting a raid from someone, and so I had a bunch of people flood in probably about 15 or 20 minutes into my live stream, but I think I did that like at 11, 12 o'clock. So we'll see exactly what happens. Did you get your question answered yesterday? I know I talked about your ankle and the clicking and stuff like that. Did you kind of get the gist of what I was talking about? We'll see how many people actually come into this live stream. Cross our fingers. I should probably shout us out now that I think about it, or share us out. I haven't done that yet. And I haven't done the Facebook like I thought I was going to. I completely forgot about it. Alright, so I at least got us tweeted out. We'll see what happens. See how many people are on Twitter. Miss Nina UK Vlogs is in the house. Hi Nina, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming. I just started the live stream myself, and Alternative Tongues are in here right now. How are you? I'm doing much better, thank you so much. I'm up here in the dead zone and it's kind of hot, so we're going to be sweating a little bit this afternoon. I put the fan on like Lionel said, so we'll see how much congestion I get from the dust mites up here. Thank you for sharing me out there, Miss Vlogs. I also did Twitter, so we'll see what happens. See if I can get some people in here. Now, last Friday when I did this, I got a lot more people. I got like 20, 25 people, but I did have a raid that day. Abid, come on in, Abid. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Here we go. Marvel of Pakistan's in the house. Marvels of Pakistan. Thanks for coming. Coming on in. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to be talking and answering questions, as well as maybe we can get this Scully guy behind us. Maybe he'll talk a little bit today. You never can tell. Hope you're doing well. A bit. I'm doing just fine. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you're doing well also. Marvels has introduced me to you. Well, thank you so much, Marvels. I much appreciate you calling me out and getting my name out there. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. We got 6 in the house right now. Hopefully we can get some more. If you guys have any questions in regards to some stuff, you can go ahead and shout that out. I'm going to talk a little bit about the wrist and the elbow today. If you have any questions about that, I got my little disc here. Maybe we'll talk about some of the spine itself. People like to talk about that a lot. Nettie Greer is in the house. Hello, host. I'm at work today, but leaving you in the break room. Hello, everyone. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I just got home from work myself. I got lucky, or kind of lucky. You know, I'm still getting flex time off right now, and so at least for this whole month, I plan on doing this early on Friday, and I still will be doing my lives on Fridays. It just might be a little bit later in the afternoon when I get out of work. Hello, everyone. Nina, UK, Vlogs. Go Donnie's in the house. Come, I see you. Nice. That's right. You see me. Nice job. Go Donnie. Go Donnie's here. We got 4 or 5, 6 or 7 in the house. Come on in. Go ahead, hit the thumbs up. Wants to leave a wonderful comment. And we're going to go ahead and get started here. Abed says, I've been having some joint issues for years. Well, Abed, you got to tell me what joint you're talking about, and maybe we can kind of give you some idea what direction to go towards. Alternative Tongue says, at Go Donnie, how are you doing? Marvelous. Hi there, Abed is my friend. Please do help him if you can. Well, I will try my best, Miss Marvels of Pakistan, or Mr. Marvels of Pakistan. It started after my first baby. Oh, okay, so we got a girl here, and I was diagnosed with de Quervain syndrome. Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit, since we are going to talk about the wrist and hand. All right, so it's called de Quervains or Decquervains, depending on what part of the world you're coming from, but it's the exact same tendons, and these are the tendons within the thumb. All right, so I'm going to come up real close here on my ugly little thumb. I'm no hand model, but we're talking about, see this right here, that tendon here and that tendon there? That little groove in there is called the anatomical snuff box. Like, what in tarnation? But essentially, we are talking about those couple tendons right within the thumb. And essentially, de Quervains or Decquervains is a tendinitis. Let's talk about the 3 phases of a tendon and why tendons get compromised so easy. Happy Lux left a like. Thank you, Happy Lux. Happy Lux he's awesome. He did a live outside today with that beautiful landscape and pond. That was absolutely gorgeous. He normally does lives at least a couple times. At least he does them every day. I know that much. He might even do them a couple times a day. Very nice guy. If you want to get connected with more people, definitely want to see some of Happy's live streams. He does the whole bang, man. He's got the green screen. He's got the music going. He's got the special effects going. This guy, if you want to have a good time, not learning like we are, but if you want to just have a fun, good time and get connected with people, you definitely want to see some of Happy's live streams. All right, Abed says, I was given a few steroid injections, but it didn't help. Then I had to have surgery. It started with my left hand, then my right hand. Now have bilateral tendinous elbow, and had recently had injections in my rotator cuff. You're having a lot of tendon issues. So I'm starting to think, I'm a physical therapist, but I'm starting to think like something's not right. There's no reason why you should have one tendon, then the other tendon, then your elbow, then your shoulder, unless it's some sort of activity that you're doing a lot, that's a repetitive movement, and you're not doing it correctly, and that's giving you a problem. Otherwise, I'm looking like you might have something else brewing that no one's really found out yet. And so this might not be a basic orthopedic problem. You might have some other underlying medical condition that no one has kind of screened you out for yet. So you might want to look into at least going back to your primary care doctor and maybe getting some blood work or something done, but it's because it's awful mysterious that you're having multiple tendons throughout your entire body, at least your upper extremities wise, your elbow, wrist, and hand and shoulder, are giving you tendon issues. Bonnie Rose, come on in, Miss Bonnie Rose. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming to my live stream Friday early. Good old Scully and I are coming in. We're going to be talking about the wrist, elbow, and hand a little bit, as well as maybe talk about the disc later on, depending on how well I can tolerate this heat. I'm up in the dead zone. This is where my live streams are done most of the time because my wonderful wife has to work, and she's in the other room, I should say. She's not in my room, she's in the other room. Abed Malik, basically I have tendonitis and tendinosynovitis in all my joints. You should not have that in all your joints. There's no reason unless we have some sort of systemic thing going on. You might have something else going on, whether it's a genetic problem or whether you have some sort of deficiency or something else going on. There's no reason why you should have tendinosynovitis or tendonitis in multiple joints throughout your body. That doesn't make sense to me. I also have quite a few slip discs. All right, so if we talk about what a slip disc is, actually just a layman's term. It doesn't really tell us a whole lot. It just tells us that there's something wrong with the disc itself. There's 4 phases to a disc problem. You know, people will call it a bulge, they'll call it a herniation, sequester, fragmentation, where the disc is kind of broken off and you have a fragment floating around in there. And so a slip disc usually generally terms for a bulge, unless you're getting encroachment on the nerve itself or compression into the thecal sac of the nerve. That's really nothing, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you should worry about. Obviously, you're talking about these terms, so you've obviously gone to a medical professional and they're treating you for this. So the good thing is at least you went and sought help for this. That's awful weird that you have tendonitis. In this case, technically, let's talk about the 3 phases of tendon problem. Yeah, Abed's only 42 years old. Yeah, I mean, you can have a disc problem or disc issues any point in your life. It usually starts in your 20s and kind of can go from there. Most times, disc issues are asymptomatic. You don't have any symptoms with a disc because there's no nerve endings around the outside of the disc and within the disc space, I should say. The nerve endings, there's no nerve endings within the disc space. And so you can have plenty of tears or bulges until you're getting that in the peripheral nerve compression, or you're getting a lot of inflammation from the joint on the back side, which is your facet joint, that is then causing inflammation from the nerve. Then you're going to start to have some sort of symptom from that. Oh, I got another one here. No, we're not going to talk about supporting each other's channels. Vishmir World, hello, how you doing? But you're not gonna come into my chat room and start spewing that stuff. I don't mind you connecting correctly, obviously, but I'm not gonna have you come in here and just throw a link and say, come and see my channel. I don't think so. We all work way too hard for that to happen. You're gonna keep getting a denial there, Vishmir. I'm gonna keep deleting. The worst case scenario is I go ahead and I'm gonna lock you out. That's fine if you do something like that, but we're not going to start spamming my channel there, brother or sister. That just is not going to happen in my world. All of us work way too hard, as well as myself and Scully, way too hard to make a channel up and running and doing well, and you just kind of chopping in and just start spamming. Homie, don't play that. I am very young, hard-working boy, 18 years old, running. Well, I'm happy for you. I'm glad you're 18 and you're working hard. I don't see why you wouldn't. I was working hard at about 14 years old, 13 years old. I got 8 thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and refresh and see who's in the house. My inflammatory markers in blood have been pretty high, having a lot of other issues like loose stomach and gastric problems. Hi, Alternative Tongues. Thanks for staying here. I appreciate you. We got 4 in the house. I don't know if they're coming out and watching videos and they'll come back in. It's hard to tell. Do you think you might have an idea of what could be? I know, so that you're telling me that you're also having inflammatory problems and gastric problems, that I'm probably on the right route. You're not, this isn't just an orthopedic problem where you're having just a thumb issue or you're having an elbow issue or shoulder. You probably went to an orthopedic doctor that saw that diagnosis of just tenosynovitis or tendonitis or tendinosis of the tendons or the synovial sac that lines everything, and it got inflamed, and so they're giving you steroids and stuff. And the reality is they're not, you know, I don't want to speak for them, I'm kind of speaking on a place, but the reality is they're not looking at the whole picture, and that this is probably a systemic problem, not a mechanical problem in itself. Something else is causing the inflammatory process to occur. It's systematic. That means it's throughout your entire body. It's in your digestive system and your gut. It's in your joints. You might be dealing with rheumatoid arthritis for all I know, but you definitely have something inflammatory systemic going on, and that you definitely need to follow up with probably an endocrinologist or something along those lines. So that's definitely beyond my scope of practice as a physical therapist. But if you came to my office and we look at green means go ahead and treat you, yellow means and red means no way, I'm not treating you, you would be a red flag. I wouldn't treat you. You need to go back and see a specialist regarding this is probably a systemic inflammatory process going on. Yeah, it could definitely be an autoimmune disorder. It definitely, and you know, that's kind of a family of different things. Autoimmune disorders, that's kind of a group term and umbrella for a lot of other little diagnoses, like, you know, fibromyalgia and a thousand other different types of autoimmune disorders. You would have to see a specialist that does it. That's an MD. That's way beyond my scope of practice. I haven't been very active due to all these issues. I am under a rheumatologist. Okay, good. Yeah, you're seeing a rheumatologist. They have way more education and experience and knowledge than I do. You know, you're on the right track. You need to just continue with them. You need to maybe look into some. Now, I'm not a holistic type, you know, therapist when it comes to this stuff, but you might want to maybe look into some different kinds of foods that help the inflammatory process, that might help, you know, foods that reduce inflammation and stuff like that. You might want to at least maybe try looking that route. Stay away from processed foods and processed sugars and sodas and sweets and stuff like that that are all processed that naturally increase your inflammatory process in your body. So at least something that might help you holistically, as well as obviously seeing the rheumatologist. They still you still haven't come to a diagnosis. Well, that's fine. I mean, the reality is they just don't want to slap you with a label. You know, they're not just throwing a label at you. They're doing what they call the process of elimination, and they're looking to see, you know, they kind of rule out everything and see what's left. So that's you know, they're doing this what they can do for you, trying to figure out what's causing your problems. Have tried turmeric and try using organics as much as possible, and that's the best you can do in yourself, besides obviously the medications that they're trying to put you on to reduce inflammation. I mean, you only can do what you can, and just try and stay, you know, active, non-compressive type stuff, I would say, as a physical therapist. And if you came to me and you referred from a rheumatologist to me or to a physical therapist, and we would do all kinds of non-compressive type stuff, whether it would be the bicycle, whether it would be pool water-based kind of therapy that would at least improve your range of motion or maintain your range of motion and strength in a least compressive force type manner, and that would be water type stuff. And so if you can do water where you're at that probably would be the best bet for you? Oh, I got good old Damick TV is in the house. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Thank you so much for coming. I love to see you guys coming in. Go ahead, show some love. Hopefully, shout me out if you can. We're talking about the wrist, elbow, and hand. And I was talking to her to a bit because she's got some inflammatory issues. And so she's actually seen a rheumatologist, which is really cool. And she sounds to be right on the right track. And she sounds to be doing everything that she can do until they really can kind of pinpoint what kind of diagnosis she has. Now feel extremely fatigued. Hardly can do much. Do walks, but any excessive activity strains all my joints. Yeah. So, obviously, if you did a bicycle, a stationary bike, that you're in your house and you're just kind of sitting and kind of pedaling like that, or like I said, water would probably be the best bet. Maybe some stretching exercises that you can do in your bed that at least will help keep the joint moving as well as keep it stretched out would probably be the best thing that a physical therapist would do for you. Stay away from weights or resistive type stuff or compressive type forces that could bother the tendons as well as the joints. We got 5 watching in the house. Let's see who we getting here. So we talked about, the whole thumb thing, the Quer veins. Well, I actually did, this is probably 4 months ago on one of my videos. It's probably under my either shoulder playlist or underneath my general playlist, and I did treatments for the Quer veins of your thumb. I went over taping techniques, kinesio tape, cross friction massage, icing. What you would get is what they call a thumb spica splint, where your thumb is in a nice a strap goes around your thumb in kind of an S or figure 8 pattern with a kind of a wrist brace itself. And that kind of keeps your wrist in a nice shortened position, called a thumb spica splint. You can get them at any drugstore. I actually put a link in that particular video that you could probably click on, but it's called thumb spica, S-P-I-C-A splint. Well, thank you so much a bit. Hopefully that you'll subscribe to me and hit the bell. And if you do, I will obviously come over to you when this live stream is over, because you have subscribed to me. I'll be able to easily subscribe to you and go from there. Usually everybody that comes to my live stream, I always hit the bell. And so I not only subscribe, I do hit the bell also, so I will be coming over to whether you do live streams or whether you drop videos. Well, I don't know about swimming as much as just walking in the pool, getting just some nice range of motion through your shoulders and through your legs. Maybe walking forwards and backwards and side to side. Not really swimming, but just doing some basic gentle motion exercises in the water to keep things moving, and hopefully maybe get some of those joints to free up, and maybe it'll reduce your pain a little bit. Yeah, you can go ahead and subscribe to me anytime you want. You just hit that subscribe button and hit the bell. And this is my last live stream for Friday. Obviously today is Friday. I will be dropping my new video on Sunday with Scully. And we will be talking about the surgical techniques that you'll see from labral tears and snapping hip syndrome. So that will be my 3rd video in my snapping hip series. So I'm doing 4 videos in regards to snapping hip syndrome. And I will be having a wonderful, very smart co-worker in my 4th and final video, probably at the end of this month. So stay tuned for that. But the next video that I'll drop, that's in my edited video, will be on probably Sunday afternoon by the time I get it all up and get it actually onto the World Wide Web. Democ says, hello, hello, you're always welcome. I'll support you, sir. I thank you so much. Much appreciated. Don't forget to give Awesome big shout out. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That's right. Thank you so much, Alternative Tongues. You are so welcome. Rebel BS is in the house. Miss Rebel, hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in the house. We're talking about the wrist, elbow, and hand a little bit, as well as we're talking about the disc. So if you guys have any questions, as well as getting connected, want you to leave a hopefully thumbs up, leave a wonderful comment for that person that you go see their video. Try and watch the video long enough, I would say at least 30% or more. That way YouTube doesn't put your actual comment in your spam box. I think I had, I have to look later this afternoon because I did a bunch of connections today to people and watched and subscribed to them, and I know they subscribed to me, but I don't see my subscriber count go up, and I actually saw it go down a little bit. So you gotta watch out with that YouTube. If you're not watching that video long enough, it's gonna put you in a spam box, and it will not put you as a subscriber. So be mindful of that. Democ says, at Marvels of Pakistan, shout out. How are you doing, Alternative Tongues? Marvel of Pakistan, hey, what's going on, Mr. Alternative Tongues? How you doing? Rebel BA says, Tam's done. Oh man, you already got a hookup. Bonnie Rose, I'm still here. I'm just listening. Thank you, Bonnie Rose. Much love to you. Much love to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, because I know, as not only a content creator, but also as a subscriber, as also a watcher of content, that hey, you know, anytime you're willing to give a little bit of your time in your life to someone else, I always say much appreciated, and I thank you all for that. I really do. I'm doing well at Marvels of Pakistan. Hi, Bonnie Rose. That's right, Bonnie Rose is here. So they come in probably, you know, once a week or once every other week. She's really, he or she, I think it's a she, obviously Bonnie, usually. Very nice. I go over there every once in a while when I get a chance. I'm going to the house later. Oh, you hear that, Democ? You're gonna have we're gonna have Marvel. You're gonna have Democ going over to you pretty soon. That's great, Alternative Tongues. Thank you so much, says Marvel. Much love. I got 5 in the house. It's hard to tell because I don't get a lot of instant transition between YouTube when, you know, people leave and come, and actually coming out on this little tablet that I have over here. Alright, so we talked about the thumb a little bit. Let's talk about another big one that I did a while back. This is probably December, January of this year. December last year or January of this year, excuse me. I did it. It was on the wrist, and it was carpal tunnel syndrome. And so we're going to talk about the carpal a little bit, the carpal bones, as well as what the heck is carpal tunnel syndrome and what they actually do. So I did on my playlist, I probably did wrist and hand. I think I have a title in there under my playlist. So I went over all kinds of treatments that you can do at home, as well as the resting splint and what it's for carpal tunnel syndrome. And it's easy. You just can purchase it. You can, probably Walmart, Amazon, probably even CVS or Allgreens or any type of medical supply store wherever you live in your part of the country will probably have a resting splint. And so the resting splint is basically this bendable kind of almost aluminum, and it goes on the inside of your palm, and so when you sleep at night, your wrist does not do that. Hi, Happy Lux. Marvel Pakistan says, hi, Happy Lux. Hopefully Happy's still here. He probably might have went back out. He's a busy man. I was thankful that he came in. He's got, like, I don't know, 11, 12 something subscribers. He's a big channel. I mean, I'm small fries compared. I'm not even monetized. He's monetized, and he's doing his thing. So I appreciate when he comes over to a small channel like me. Bonnie Rose says, thank you at Marvels of Pakistan. Rebel BS says, dot. Just a dot. No comment, just a Just a period. We got some punctuation at least. All right, and so that's the reason why you know, the classic carpal tunnel syndrome is the median nerve that runs through your palm here and kind of makes up these middle fingers. That's where you kind of get that numbness in a certain part of your palm and those middle finger. All right, and so what happens is over time is you have a ligament that runs from this bone to the other bone, and it gets thick over time, and it starts to encroach or reduce the space where that nerve comes through, called the median nerve. Now remember, the floor, are you guys not social distancing? Nice, Edmund. Ha 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 ha. Hopefully they are, you know, that whole 6 feet. The reality is this: if you wear the mask, it hopefully keeps you, you know, when you sneeze or cough or singing, it keeps that extra particles going out into somewhere else. But 6 feet, if someone sneezes, it isn't going to do squat for you. 6 feet doesn't do nothing if you're sneezing or coughing and you ain't wearing a mask. That's probably going 15, 20 feet. It's aerosol at that point. It's not droplet, it's aerosol. So, sorry to burst your bubble. Six in the house. And so the floor of that structure are the carpal bones. The median nerve is going over those carpal bones, and you have this ligament going over the top. Think of it like a rainbow, holding that stuff all together. And so when that gets thick, because you're doing repetitive this, move it over time, or you're falling asleep like this a lot, that ligament gets thick, reduces the space for that nerve, that median nerve, and it starts to compress against the ligament and the actual bones. And so next thing you know, that median nerve gets pinched, it gets inflamed, and now you have pain, numbness, and tingling in your wrist and hand. Excuse me. The reality is, and so if you wear that brace at night, it keeps you in this position. It can reduce the inflammation so you're not compressing that nerve. You know, the one test that they did back in the day, and you might see it if you go to a doctor's office, they'll do phalanx, that's called phalanx sign, they'll do reverse phalanx. Essentially what they're doing is trying to compress that nerve to see if your symptoms are coming from your wrist, or heaven forbid, if you have symptoms in your hand, that it's not coming from somewhere else, at the elbow, at the shoulder, or classically probably at the neck. If this test isn't correct, you know, and you're still having symptoms, or it doesn't bring on, it doesn't elicit your symptoms with these particular movements in your wrist or hand, then they're probably going to have you go do maybe an x-ray on your neck. They might have you do an MRI of your neck, making sure that maybe the symptoms coming from, you know, from your neck. You could have what's called a double crush injury. You could have symptoms from your wrist, your elbow, okay, your wrist or your shoulder, so it's coming from a couple of different spots. You can also have what's called a nerve conduction velocity test, where they will test the speed of that median nerve throughout its entire track coming out from your neck. Come visit to my house. Just put a remarks and I will back. Well, DMOC TV, we know that. We're all YouTubers. Some of us are creators here. We know what to do. I'll give you that shout out once. Hopefully YouTube won't look at that as spam. And so what they do is you have think of this as a superhighway. That nerve has a baseline speed of a healthy natural median nerve, and it has a number, literally a number with a decimal point representative of that. And essentially all they're doing is they're sending electricity through certain spots, and they're seeing where the speed is changed, increased, or decreased, and then they can kind of localize where you're actually having your problem at. So that's really what a nerve conduction velocity test is in a nutshell. Now obviously you can get a lot deeper into what all the different types of nerves and where you need to put the needles and the, you know, memorizing the speeds of the nerves and stuff like that. But that's the gist of the actual test itself. Oh, you got, okay, yeah. So I got nothing. I got 6 in the house right now. Let me go ahead and refresh, because sometimes this thing doesn't like to do that. It doesn't like to update unless I refresh. I got 6 in the house right now. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and shout them out. So that's what a carpal tunnel syndrome is, or CTS for short, for an acronym. CTS, you'll see that a lot in the literature and stuff like that. Carpal tunnel syndrome, or CTS. They might do an injection in the palm area, steroid lidocaine injection, to see if they can shrink that inflammation and send you on your merry way. Surgical wise, what they do is they actually just cut that ligament. It literally, I did an observation in the OR, and we saw their carpal tunnel release. Literally, you could teach a monkey to do that in 5 minutes. Literally, the prepping time for the surgery itself was a lot longer than the surgery. It was absolutely ridiculous. You literally could teach someone to do that, no problem at all. The surgery was literally 10 minutes. If the surgery was 10 minutes, longer than 10 minutes, I'd eat your hat. It was like that. All they went in is did some minor little cut across the margin. They got in there. They kind of cleaned out and made sure that they had just the ligament. They snipped the ligament. Now all of a sudden the roof is now open, so to speak, and that nerve is not compressed no more. They sew it back up. Surgery's over with. It literally is that simple. Rebel says, at Alternative Tongues, coming to you. So literally you could teach anybody to do carpal tunnel surgery. All right. Now, so we talked about that. Let's talk about elbow pain for a second. You can have any kind of tendon problem in your elbow. You can have what they classically call golfer's elbow, and you can have a thing called tennis elbow. So the reality is whether you play tennis or not, you can have elbow pain from tech, this all day long with your, where your elbows are at, crocheting. You can have all kinds of problems, stirring, any type of repetitive movement where that wrist is doing a lot of circling kind of movement, or in a certain position up or down, because we have I'm going to give you a fancy word right here. We have a thing called intrinsic and extrinsic muscles of a particular joint. Bonnie Rose says, hi at Rebels BS. Oh boy, Bonnie's coming in and trying to get you guys to come on into their channel. So Bonnie Rose is like, hit me up, come on in. I want you to come on in, hopefully get connected. We got, hopefully Alternative Tongues is in with Bonnie Rose, I'm sure by now. Rebel BS, hopefully with Bonnie Rose. Abed Melik, hopefully with Bonnie Rose. And also Damic TV, hopefully with Bonnie Rose. Bonnie Rose is shouting out to all you people. Hopefully you'll come over, watch at least 30-40% of a shorter video. If they got a 10-minute video, we're not expecting you. Hopefully what you've done, which I've done, is you make an intro to your channel and you make it no more than a minute or two, so someone comes, they can watch the video and then subscribe to your channel and hopefully hit the bell if they're really nice. Because if all you have is a live stream video, or you have a video that's 10 or 15 minutes long, you're really messing up your CTR, all right, your click-through rate, that's called. You're messing up your watch time. You're messing up your algorithm completely if you get a lot of people that watch a 10 or 10-minute video or 8-minute video for only 1 minute. You're going to really mess up the algorithm, and you're going to reduce how much YouTube throws your actual videos out. You're only hurting yourself. I got 3 in the house. I dropped down like a rock. Hopefully they're going out and they're seeing your guys' other videos. So let's talk about the elbow for a second. We have, so we're going to bring your palm up. We have the inside muscles that cross this joint. They start at the elbow and they cross all the way over into the hand. Alright? And so these elbow muscles that are the inside of the forearm, they bring your wrist this way. The muscles on the other side of your forearm, alright, don't let me confuse you here. So we're on the inside right now. When we go on the outside, Miss Ernie Hatmaker's in the house. Much love to you, my Miss Ernie Hatmaker. Hopefully you and Ed are doing all right. Hopefully the movie's doing well for you too. Elgarie, oh, hello. Hello, thank you for coming to my live stream. Oh, I already got Bonnie Rose going out to Elgria. Hopefully you got Bonnie Ray, or Bonnie Ray, right? That's a musician. Bonnie Rose, I should say. Bonnie Ray, I think Bonnie Ray. Bonnie Rose. I got Bonnie also looking at Ernie Hatmaker. Miss Ernie's also in the house for a little bit. We got people coming in and out, in and out of the live stream, so be mindful that the people will be coming probably back in, hopefully, because they're out watching other people's videos for hopefully at least 30 or 40%, leaving a nice comment, hitting the bell, and subscribing to their channel. So we're going to talk about, we talked about the inside of the elbow. Let's talk about the outside. The outside elbow has a lot of problems, and those muscles cross the wrist and hand this direction, and they extend your wrist. And so if you're doing a lot of activities or exercises, they do a lot of push-ups or whatever, or you're doing a lot of activities that do a lot of wrist up in this direction, yes, you can start to irritate. Oh, I got a low battery, folks. I got to go ahead and plug us in. Sorry about that. I had a low battery for a second. Hey, hello! ECTB is in the house. ECTB is in the house. Always here. Much love to you. Thank you so much for coming to my live stream. Scully and I, thank you for coming. We got some people in here. We have 8 in the house right now. ECTB, we have Ernie Hatmaker. She's wonderful. If you're lucky, you will also be able to connect with her husband, who's Ed. And he does all kinds of awesome stuff too. They have 2 separate YouTube channels, as well as they do some lives together. And we'll go ahead and keep going. Hopefully you guys are getting connected. That's beautiful. I love to see you guys get connected and hopefully get some good viewership. Hopefully some good watch time. I appreciate you guys all coming. And so we're going to talk about this elbow a little bit more. And so we can talk about all the tendons that cross that elbow from the outside and go all the way the hand this way. So like I said, you can get a lot of inflammation across the outside of that forearm into the hand. And there's 3 phases that I didn't talk about earlier of a tendon problem. Oh, we got a muscle up from ECTB. Bonnie Rose says, thanks, DMOC TV. Look at that, a wonderful connection. Can't ask for more here, people. Free knowledge plus a connection at the same time. Scully's speechless right now. All right, and so there are 3 phases to a tendon. There's peritendinitis, there's tendinitis, then there's tendinosis. There's actually 3 phases to a tendon problem. So when you get to that 3rd phase, that tendinosis phase, that's when the inflammatory process has stopped and you're left with this chronic tendon that hasn't healed itself. And so after about a couple weeks, if that tendon hasn't healed itself and you're still having pain, you don't have a tendinitis, you have tendinosis. So what we normally have to do is to heal this tendon correctly, we have to start by resting it, reducing the activity that's actually causing whatever you're doing that's causing this kind of stirring or crocheting or mowing, whatever you're doing that's causing this wrist to be in this position, causing this elbow to be in pain, we got to limit or reduce that or stop it completely. But you got to put you in those tendons in a nice shortened position. We'll probably do some taping or bracing. You can do some icing, probably some anti-inflammatories, as well as you're going to probably do some nice stretching. See what I'm doing right now? Elbow straight, gently bringing your hand pressure, not a lot of pressure, you're not cranking on your wrist. You're not pulling through your fingers, you're pulling through this part of the wrist. It's a nice little pull. You should go to the point with any stretch in your body. Always go to the point, that wall where you feel the stretch, and that's where you stop. You don't go into the stretch or over the wall. ECTB says 100 love. I got 4 in the house. I got people coming going. This is like an interstate highway here. It's like the Autobahn in I think it's Germany. The Autobahn. People just flying in and out. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay. So, what else do? We have those 3 phases. That third phase I talked about, that tendinosis, means the inflammatory phase is stopped and you're left with this chronic tissue that isn't healed. It's disorganized, whatever you want to describe it. That's how I would describe it. We need to start, unfortunately, the inflammatory process again. That means we got to get in there, dig into that tissue, and do what we call cross-friction massage to get that inflammatory process going again and help bring in some healthy blood flow and get all that bad stuff out so we can heal correctly. So unfortunately, when you start therapy, we need to do probably some deep ultrasound, some nice cross friction, really working into that tissue, and then hopefully get that inflammatory process going again and get you through the healing process appropriately. Now, I'm going to come up close just for a second. You see that little line in my forearm? That is actually a nice little, what we call demarcation, and that's where the nerve actually goes through. All right, that's actually the radial nerve, because there's 3 nerves that kind of run down into your arm. The median nerve we talked about, that's your carpal tunnel. The thumb kind of nerve is actually your radial nerve. And you have another nerve that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, is your ulnar nerve, and that actually makes up the outside of the hand and finger and wrist. And so you got to be mindful that nerve is very superficial in that little line area where that muscle is. And so you got to be careful that you don't push too hard on that area, because you could actually irritate the nerve. And that's actually your fault. The radial nerve got inflamed. The next thing you know, you have numbness and tingling or weird sensation along the inside thumb and hand area. I got 5 in the house, 11 thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and reset here a second and see where we are at with people in the house. See how many, we got 5 that's truly in the house right now. I had as many as 8 at one time. People coming and going, that's the reality of YouTube. Hopefully you're staying for a little bit. And so that is basically tendonitis. Now, why do we have that particular problem? Any tendon that's very long, that crosses multiple joints, classically can get irritated. It's susceptible to a particular problem. And so it's very small in your wrist and hand, all those little muscles are. And so when one gets inflamed, it's almost a cascading effect. They all kind of get inflamed. And so you got to be mindful that this whole area doesn't start to get inflamed. If it does, the best thing you can possibly do is probably ice it. All right, folks. I got 4 in the house. I'll be right back. I got to get something more to drink. I'm going to leave you here with Scully for a second. Maybe Scully will say something while I'm gone. Hard to tell.
Wow, next thing I figured out plenty of neck pain because you're looking so much.
I am back. How many people we got? We got 4 in the house. Thank you so much for sticking around. Had to go get a drink. Sometimes you get thirsty, you know. I'm up here in the dead zone. Let me go ahead and refresh, make sure there's still 4 in the house. Bonnie Rose said hi, Ernie Hatmaker, at one point. Alright, we got still 4 in the house. If you guys have any questions about the elbow, wrist, or hand, or anything else, or in regards to the disc or something like that, you go ahead and throw it out there. Oh, thank you, Miss Ernie Hatmaker. Ernie Hatmaker's still here in the house. Got 5 in the house right now. Oh, Ed's here. Ed's attention to detail. Did I hear my name? You better believe it, brother. How you doing? Hopefully your move is doing okay. I know you. I saw your last video where you were in the truck and you're getting ready to move. I don't know if it's not. It didn't sound like, at least Ernie said it wasn't that far away, so that's probably a good thing. But anytime you're moving, man, that's a killer on anybody to have to move all that stuff. I don't wish that my worst enemy. Bonnie Rose says, hi at Ed's attention to detail. Uh-oh. Ed, I think you might have a new friend named Bonnie Rose. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at, we're talking about the elbow a little bit more. We talked about the elbow muscles on the outside. Those are called extrinsic muscles because they cross multiple joints. They get at the elbow and they cross all the way through that wrist and the hand, and they extend your wrist up like that. Oh, Ed says, hi, Bonnie Rose. Oh, I think we might have a connection here between Ed and Bonnie Rose. Look at that. That's how easy it is here, folks, to get a new subscriber and some new viewership, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully ring the bell so when Ed makes a new video, hopefully he's going to make one on a model, because I like watching people make models and paint models and stuff like that. That's just what I like, so. Okay, and so that's the outside elbow, and like I showed you, that one basic exercise is just to kind of gently give some progression, working these old muscles and joints, trying to get this house built. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Ed. I'm sure you're probably sore all over, brother. God is my seed in the house. God is my seed is in the house. This is someone fairly new to me. Thank you for coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Hopefully you can go ahead and get connected with some of the wonderful people here. We got people coming and going inside to watch other comments, so if you stick around long enough. At one point I think I had 13. I have 13 thumbs up I think right now, so that's pretty awesome. So we're talking about the elbow right now and the tendons that cross the elbow joint into the wrist and hand, and they do this motion. And that's the reason why you can get a lot of elbow pain, because if you're doing a lot of this motion, stirring, stirring is the first, crocheting, computer work, if you're doing a lot of this kind of motion with your wrist, that can really bother your elbow. So you should keep your wrist like this when you're typing, so that way you don't start to get elbow pain. King Gazira. I'm not sure. I don't know that particular language. I apologize. I'm hoping that can you say any words or in English, or actually type any words in English, or maybe pictures? All my models are in storage and currently, but I will build drains and septic lines soon. I will make a video. Oh, okay, Ed. Oh, make sure you do a French drain while you're at it, so we can figure out that French drain system. I got 7 in the house right now. Hopefully we can shout me out and get some more in here and get some good connections. So we talked about the elbow on the outside and different treatments that you can do for that. The elbow tendons on the inside that make up your forearm and hand, they make your wrist go this way. And so if you're doing a lot of curling motion, any kind of lifting and carrying kind of motion, like what Ed and Ernie probably been doing. That elbow pain on the inside is because you're probably doing too much wrist movement and not enough shoulder and elbow movement. And next thing you know, you have what we call medial epicondylitis. Holy cow, right? All I did is basically tell you right where your symptoms were. There's a thing called the condyle, there's an epicondyle, and the tendon attaches there, and that's where it's all inflamed at. God is my seed is looking for some people to come on. Your comments got, oh, I had Cubs Den that hopefully she'll come in. She came in yesterday with blue jeans. We'll see if she comes in today. She just thanked me for, she knows I'm currently live. She knows that because she just gave me a thank you on the comments because I saw one of her videos today. I got 4 in the house right now. So that is basically the elbow. At least when it comes to the wrist and hand. You can have medial, which is the inside, or you can have on the outside or lateral epicondylitis, which essentially is inflammation of the tendons in this area that cross that joint. So you basically have a tendonitis. Or a tendinosis if it's been weeks and weeks, which usually is what happens. By the time someone comes to physical therapy, they've had this particular problem for a long time. They've probably had injections from either an orthopedic or a hand or elbow, wrist, and hand specialist orthopedic. God is my seed. Wee muguzi. I have no idea what that means. Is that French? Parlez-vous français? Like I know how to speak French. I took a year or two in French. I don't remember none of it. Hopefully my daughter, my older daughter, next year is going to hopefully, cross our fingers, get into Spanish so I can learn Spanish right alongside of her. I'm actually kind of excited about it. I hope she does get it. It's an elective. She has to be paid for it, so hopefully she gets it. And that way we can both learn Spanish together. Oh, Marlon, Ham, hello again. Hope you all are good. Come on in. Thank you so much. Come on in, Miss Marlon. Marlene, come on in. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come and get connected. I have Ernie Hatmaker and I have her husband, Ed's attention to detail, which I always forget the last part, attention to detail. Hence, that's kind of a funny that I forget. Bonnie Rose says, and everyone, I have to go. I'm working at home and I need to get back to work. Have a safe and blessed day. Thank you so much for coming, Bonnie Rose. Shout out to you, and I'm hoping you got a couple of really good connections here today, as well as I'm hoping you learned a few things from me. RC, yo, my friend, RC VHX22, come on in. Hopefully get some connections. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about the elbow. I think I'm going to talk about the disc for a second. I got 13 number. They're number 13. At God is my seed. Oh, Ernie. Ernie speaks another language. Ernie is bilingual. Ernie is bilingual. Ernie, maybe you can teach me how to speak. Between my daughter and you, hopefully I'll be able to learn some other language besides English. And I know some Latin, obviously. He is a physical therapist. He knows a lot of things. If you can, please use a translator. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Ernie Hatmaker. Much love to you, girl. Thank you so much. Much love appreciated. Thank you. Swahili. Oh, they speak Swahili. That's not going to help my Spanish then, is it? You know what? This Elon Musk needs to stop worrying about going to Mars. All right. He's already built a pretty damn fast car. He needs to figure out how to make a universal translator like my girl Uhura on Star Trek, where you just stick it in the ear, and lo and behold, they start talking. I can understand it. You know, when are they gonna do that? I mean, this is getting ridiculous. Shout out all, I will hug you all back as long as I will back to my channel. Marilyn, we're gonna give the love. You give the love out, we give the love back. Well, Ernie speaks Swahili, or at least types Swahili. RC, much love going out. Hopefully get some connections between God is my seed and RC. We got 8 people in the house right now. We're going to talk about the disc for a few minutes. We talked a little bit about the elbow wrist. We talked about the hand for just a split second. 14 thumbs up, 8 people in the house. So now let me go ahead and preface this by saying that Certified Hand Therapist, CHT. Now they specialize specifically in the wrist and hand, and they do the elbow too, but so either an occupational therapist or a physical therapist, both can work on the wrist, hand, and elbow, and the shoulder, but I'm talking about the wrist, elbow, and hand right now. As well as they can get certified. You know, at the end of their name, they'll have a little blah, 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 and then it'll be CHT. That's what that stands for, Certified Hand Therapist. That means they went to either they went to another course, a couple of courses, but anyways, they took the test, passed the test, and got certified. So if you're having elbow, wrist, and hand issues and you want to see a therapist, whether it's an occupational therapist, an OT for short, or physical therapist, a PT for short, you kind of make sure that they are certified as a certified hand therapist, CHT. Okay, that's just some extra info for you all. All right. RC says, okay, doctor, I keep looking and then I go to another channel to give my support. That's fine, RC. Whatever you got to do, I'm fine with that. You know, I'm just glad you came. You came for a little bit, gave me a thumbs up. Much love, much appreciated. Alternative Tongue says they're still here. Now, Alternative Tongues, I know you're probably not connected to RC, maybe you are from another channel. As well as God is my seed, they're new too. So I got a couple people that I got to click on my bell for. That's right, you came to my live stream. I got to click on the bell. So hopefully after this live stream video, gets processed, I'll go ahead and I'll be able to go ahead and click in through the live chat and then go ahead and click on. Otherwise, if you're new and you subscribe to my channel, I'll be able to do it much faster after the live stream. All right, it's getting pretty hot up here, folks. I told my wife if I pass out, or actually no, I told her if she doesn't hear any talking for about 10 minutes and she hears a thud on the floor, she better show up because I've probably passed out. That's the love I'm giving. That's what I'm talking about. That's giving everything that you can. I'm here until I pass out. Hopefully not pass out. All right, and so let's talk about the disc for a second. The disc of the spine is a very fibrous, viscous, gelatinous kind of tissue. It obviously is our shock absorber for our spine. You have one between each vertebrae, which is what this thing is called, this white thing, this bone above and below. This whole thing as itself is called the vertebrae. And this vertebrae as a whole has lots of little striations or points out on it, on each little spot. and they all have a name designated to them, and they all have little muscles and tendons and everything attaching to them. Oh, I got 3. Woo! We dropped right down, didn't we, folks? 4. So we got people coming in and out. Gonna refresh here for a second. RC says, that's why I'm here. I Kalik the... Okay. Basically, they hit the bell, and that's why I'm here. Well, thank you so much, RC. We have been in this live stream exactly 73 minutes. That's right, folks. 73 minutes. We are live 73 minutes. That's over an hour and 10 minutes. We're going at least 2 hours, folks. We're going at least 2. See that? I got you for 2 months. Where is that quote from? I got you for 2 months. Does anybody know where that quote is from? I'm going to talk about the disc some more, obviously. Oh God, we went to 2. They didn't like that. All right. I'm from Belgium. That is awesome. So, that is from the Breakfast Club movie. You've never heard of that? That's the Breakfast Club movie. Good movie, go see it. It's an old movie from the 80s. Alright, let's talk about the disc a little bit. So we talked about that it's a fibrous thick tissue, gelatinous in nature, has fluid within it, has synovial kind of hydration within it. And so as we get through our day, and as we can see, it starts to flatten out. And as we go to sleep and wake up the next day, it starts to rehydrate and open back up. On the back side, as you see, as the day goes on, that joint starts to collapse down in. And when you go back to bed and you wake up the next day, the joint is open up and it's free again. That is the natural process of a disc. Morning, noon, night, and waking up the next day. Gravity pushes down on us as the day goes on. We go to bed, we hopefully lie flat on our back or on our side, it rehydrates, and lo and behold, it continues the next day. So that's the basic understanding of what the disc, or how it actually, the process of it anyways. So when we look at someone that's got a disc problem, and they say, I have pain all the time. And you're like, what? All the time? Yes, I go to bed with pain and I wake up with pain. That right there should be an alarm coming out that says, uh-oh, this disc is not hydrating enough, or the disc is so bad that when it pushes out, it never goes back in and rehydrates. So you have constant compression on that nerve. So you definitely have some sort of inflammatory process or disc issue going on when you're going to bed and waking up with the exact same problem. It hasn't reduced at all, pain intensity wise. The symptoms haven't gotten better at all when you wake up. No, I wake up, I haven't stood yet, and the symptoms are just as bad or worse when I wake up. That's not a good sign. 7 in the house. I'm back. Okay, I understand. Sorry. Whoa! God's is my seed is all of a sudden speaking English. Oh my. Dang. Hello. Hi, Gods. Hi. Hi, God is my seed. Oh, that's awesome. I understand what you're saying now. We got Miss Ham says, Ernie Hatmaker, Bonnie Rose, and Dimmock TV. I gave my love already. Can you check it? They might check after the live stream. Hopefully they do. Otherwise, they're going to go out and come back in. So yes, don't forget, Ernie Hatmaker, Bonnie, and Dimmock. We got Miss Marilyn Ham that's coming over to you. They sent you love. They subscribed to your channel. Hopefully they hit the bell, left a good comment, hopefully watched enough of the video. We're talking at least 30%. If not, they're not going to see it. It's going to go right into the spam box. Ernie Hatmaker gives it all kind of like, okay. ASMR Lounge is in the house. She's in the house. ASMR. She's a wonderful lady. She came to my first live stream yesterday. She's got an awesome channel. It's all about sensory disorders and reducing stress through sensory integration, which is kind of like the fancy word for it. But she does all kinds of cool things, as well as she's very nice. She's very friendly. She's got an amazing channel. She does the technique correct. It's awesome. So you should go over there, at least watch a little bit. I have rung the bell. It's great. So you can go ahead and leave an amazing comment. All right. Make sure you're watching at least 30%. She's got a couple of videos that are pretty short, so you can watch. You can easily watch 30%. Hit the subscribe button. Hopefully hit the bell. Then if you're nice enough, and I thank you enough, you come back to my live stream. 7 in the house. God's my seed. Yeah, I had to use a Siri. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, God's my seed, that you're actually doing the extra effort, because that does. It takes extra effort to translate the language, bring it into my live stream. I appreciate that a lot. I am actually going to play your playlist. You have been so nice. Got the playlist considered already watched. ASMR Lounge says, oh, hey. Hi, everyone. Now, we got some new people. I'm back. Had to get some food. That's perfectly fine, sweetie. You want to go ahead and connect with some of the new people that were not in here yesterday. RC was not in here. God's My Seed was not in here. Miss Ernie Hatmaker's husband, Ed, was not in here. Ed's attention to detail was not in here yesterday. So you might want to go ahead and throw a shout out to those folks, and hopefully they'll be nice enough, and if they like your stuff, which I'm sure they will, they'll give you a shout out back. Now welcoming visitors at the lounge. Nice. Purple hearts. Purple hearts. Means translator. I could speak English, but my main is Swahili, so I'm not good typing English like that. God's my seed. That's perfectly fine. Anything that you can do, you can do pictures, you know, or what they call emojis. Essentially, all they are is pictures, expressive pictures. Anything that you can do, I don't want to make so much extra effort for you, okay? But I do much appreciate it, and I give my love out to Ernie that I was lucky enough that she actually speaks Swahili, so that we could get that connection locked in. Thank you so much, Miss Ernie. All right, so let's talk about the disc a little bit more. Let me get a drink here. It looks like my vocal cords are starting to strain. Okay, so we talked about if you're going to bed and waking up and you have a disc problem and your symptoms haven't reduced, that's a big problem. That's telling me that that disc is not what we call reducing. What do I mean by that? That means when that disc is pushed out against the nerve, it has not reduced back in to the canal. And so you got constant, probably, compression on that nerve. We're probably dealing with more of a herniation than a bulge. Because a lot of times bulges aren't, the definition of a bulge is not in the canal, a herniation is in the canal. Whoops. And so that's kind of like literally, if you want to separate the, you know, where the rubber meets the road, that's really the definition of the two between a bulge and herniation. So that herniation is going to give you compression. It can give you a lot of inflammation, but if you go to sleep and wake up the next day, that nerve should have, that disc should have reduced off of that nerve, and the inflammatory process should be a lot better. So that, you know, if you're having sciatica symptoms or pain in the butt or back area, that should have calmed down over 5, 6, 8 hours, or however how long you're in the resting position. And if it hasn't, that's not a good sign that that disc is going to reduce. I'm just sending a shout out, so hopefully we can get some more people in here. I got 6 in the house. I just gave a shout out to Cubs Den, Blue Jeans, and a bunch of other people. So hopefully we can get some more new people in here so that you guys can connect to some new people that you haven't connected to before. We'll see what happens. Is you 5'8" or 5'9" in height, or am I not perfect either, or a YouTuber? I'm just a lame who be bored. Am I 5'8" or 5'9"? No, I'm actually 5'10", 5'11". I'm more 5'10". All right, I just kind of, if I'm on sneakers, I'm 5'11". So yeah, no, I'm 5'10". I'm currently sitting in a chair, so I don't look 5'10". ASMR Lounge, check it out. I did my part. Oh, you hear the ASMR? We got someone that came over to you. They pulled over and they stopped in. Hopefully they watched your video long enough. They left an appropriate comment for that video. They subscribed, and if you were lucky enough, they hit the bell. If they didn't at least do 3 of the 4, then it's probably going to go into the spam box. If they didn't watch it long enough, they didn't leave an appropriate comment, that's going in the spam box. I'm telling you, it happens to me all the time when people do that. ASMR says, I will absolutely do that. Look at that. That is awesome. Another beautiful connection. I got 5 in the house right now watching me as other people go out and come back in. So we were talking about that disc and what happened. Let's talk about something else about that disc. That disc is basically wearing as we age. And that is a natural process that occurs. Yes, I always finish the shortest video before I subscribe and comment. And you should be just fine. You're going to get a healthy little comment back to you, I'm sure. Because ASMR is real deal, all right, and you'll be fine. So if we think of it this way, when you have a disc problem and your symptoms go away in the morning, you have a pretty good likelihood that your symptoms will probably recover. If your symptoms continue to get irritated as the day goes on, then you, Mr. or Mrs. or Scully, is doing something throughout the day that's continuing the inflammatory process, is keeping this thing irritated. Thank you, host. God bless you. Thank you so much, too. And so if that's going on, then you better look at my playlist under the back for disc issues or stenosis issues or muscle imbalance issues. Those are the 3 videos that I recommend if you're having any kind of pain coming from your back into your hip or into your leg. You better look at those videos because they go over the do's and don'ts and the treatment techniques that you can do at home to get rid of those symptoms. And so if you're getting symptoms throughout the day, you go to bed, you wake up and they're better again, you, Mr. and Mrs., is doing something that's keeping it aggravated. Which I coined the phrase, picking at the scab. Like a scab on your body, if you continue to pick at it, it will not heal. The same thing, if you continue to inflame your spine, it will not recover and you will continue to have pain. Miss UK Vlogs, hi guys, she's come on back in. Nina UK Vlogs, number 8 is in the house. Now, Miss Vlogs, while you left, we've got a few new people that have come in. We've got Marlene that's come in. Gods of My Seed has come in. We've had RC. RC has come in. RCV8X has come in, excuse me. I think Alternative Tongues, excuse me, is still here. Bonnie Rose had to leave. So you can, if you go up the chat, you can go ahead and click on Bonnie Rose if you're not already a subscriber, and I'm sure she'll get back to you. She's wonderful. But she's left, so don't expect her to get back to you so soon, because she had to leave. She said she was working at home, and she was nice enough to come and see me for a little bit. So, much love to her. I'm having my dinner. Okay, all right, Nina, UK Vlog. She's Filipino, so if I'm correctly, she is 6 hours ahead of me. It's currently 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or 3:08, I should say, technically, Eastern time zone in the world. And if you're in the Philippines, you're probably about 6 hours ahead of me. That means it's about 9 o'clock or a little after 9 o'clock your time. We're having pesto pasta for dinner. Ernie Hatmaker saying have a little pesto. I love pasta. Pasta's awesome. My wife, Joanne, I said her name. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. My wife, she's starting to do the little curly things. Curly pasta, and so the kids and I love that, and so she seems to do that a lot more. She used to make the long stringy stuff that you snap in half, but she knows the girls and I love the curly corky screw stuff, and so she's been making that more, so that's awesome. Nina UK Vlog, she's in England. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, so it's 8 p.m. in England, so she's 5 hours ahead. She's not Filipino time. She's in England, so she's 5 hours ahead. Arnie says it's 2 p.m. there, so she is Central Time Zone. So Ernie Hatmaker's Central Time Zone. And Belgium, I got my RC brother is in Belgium, and it's 9 p.m. Belgian time right now, so he's 6 hours ahead of me. So he's in the Philippines time zone. I want to say, guys and girls, gals, whatever, is culturally appropriate for you, or for me to say, because most of the time I try to be culturally literate, but the reality is I'm probably more than not culturally illiterate. So that's one thing that I'm getting with YouTube, is I'm actually becoming a little bit more knowledgeable of different cultures, which I never thought I'd get to on YouTube, which that is awesome, as well as, finding new people, finding new friends. And so that's always very exciting, that, new things that come about that you never really expect to happen in the first place. Ernie says, ha ha ha, you guys and dolls. Oh man, Miss Ernie Hatmaker. Thumbs up and the horns are the thumbs up from RC. Oh yeah, come and get in the horns. All right, let me go get a drink. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave Scully for you guys. Don't go nowhere. Hopefully you guys are connecting. All right, folks, I am back. We have been live for 100 minutes exactly. All right, Scully, get up here. You don't need to be down there taking all my showmanship. Gene's Channel's coming on in. Hello, Gene's Channel. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Is that me, RC? Well, Gene's Channel, thank you so much for coming. Much appreciated. She's got a cool channel. I noticed, I found her out in just kind of going through live streams, and she's got this cute little, I don't know if it's really a hat. It's more like a bandana thing. She's got little eyes on it and ears or something like that. She got her little glasses on that she's always, so it's very cute. I think she has her little one in the background. At least the last live stream I was in, that she had her little baby in the background, or little child. They didn't show obviously in the live stream, but we could hear the baby every once in a while in the live stream. So she's awesome. She does live streams. Get connected with her. You. I'm sorry. Someone else. RC says yes. Oops, yes. Wow, it's awesome. Following me on another platform, much love to you. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. I've been trying to do more Twitter and Instagram. I'm not very good at it, but that they say practice makes perfect, and that's what I plan on doing. Practice, practice, practice. I get Scully in animatronically. Let's see if I can say this correctly. Anatromatic? Anyways, we're going to get this thing working out. This little guy up here, at some point, Scully, he's going to talk. He's going to have his eyes light up. He's going to have his head move. So, animatronic, that's what I'm trying to say. Animatronic. I think the heat's finally starting to get to me. Ha ha ha, thank you, host. I'm always wear those headbands. Oh, it's a headband, okay. That was close. Thank you again, says Miss Jeans. Ernie Hatmaker, I think I will like at Jeans Channel too. I will definitely be watching. Yeah, she's very awesome. She's got a good live stream. She's got a lot more people in her live stream than I do in mine. Hopefully, I can get as good as her live stream. Miss Marlene says, Neenan UK Vlog, I made you already. Okay. We got a connection between Marlene and Miss UK Vlog. Jean's Channel, Hat Maker Love. So we got a new channel hooked together. We got one between Miss Jean's Channel and Ernie Hatmaker. That's very cool. We have 8 in the house right now. I have 14 thumbs up. Hopefully I can get some more thumbs up, because the more thumbs I have up, maybe the YouTube analog will go ahead and shout us out more. That would be very cool. If you're new to my channel, hopefully subscribe to my channel. Click the bell. I bring live streams Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And I drop my new video, my edited video with Scully, on Sunday afternoon. Probably Sunday afternoon this time. Then I think about how much I have to do this weekend for this next video. It probably will be Sunday afternoon. Oh, Miss Kochev Shivet. Hello, come on in. Connect. Come on in. We got some new people in here. My community now host is still sleeping because already 3 a.m. here. Miss Jeans, thank you so much for doing that for me. Yes, you are 12 hours ahead of me. Miss Jeans, yes, I noticed you're 12 hours ahead of me. Thank you so much for coming. Now I understand if you can't stay. Like I know when it's like last night when I was on your live stream, Miss Jeans, it was like 10, 11 o'clock my time, and I had to get off just because I had to go to work this morning as well as I got tired. Otherwise, I would have stayed longer. This weekend, if you do a live stream, I'll probably stay a lot longer because I ain't got to wake up in the morning. I'm here just multitasking. Hello, new people. Drop a thumbs up. Yes, you did. 15 thumbs up so far. That it's awesome. RC says, hearts, hearts, hearts. Yo, go do up. RC says, please, please, please come and connect. ASMR, guys, don't forget to thumbs up for the host. Thank you so much, ASMR. She's sweet. Come and see her. She's got an awesome channel. It really does help reduce stress, especially when you do the earbuds. If you do the earbuds, right, and you listen to what she's doing and you close your eyes, the effect is way better. Reduce your stress level. Go see her. She's awesome. Jean's channel, it's okay, host. Appreciate it much. Your time also. Thank you again. Thank you so much, Miss Jeans. I appreciate you. I know with having a baby or a toddler, as well as doing a YouTube channel and being on the other side of the planet, essentially. 9 in the house. 9 in the house. 9 in the house. All right, so we were talking about the disc here a little bit, and I'm sure I've said this in the past. Marlene says, thumbs up to you also, host. Thank you so much. 16. It's just coming in like lightning bolts now. Look at that, Scully. See that, Scully? They're coming in now like lightning bolts, see? He don't talk much. Unless we get into the edited program on Sunday, I can't shut him up, he talks so much. All right, so let's go ahead. And so we talked about if you're having an issue with disc or back issues or leg symptoms from quote-unquote sciatica issues coming from the disc, then you want to be careful when you wake up in the morning. Miss Jean Channel says, much love. Thank you so much. Much love to you too, girl. And so when we talk about, you wake up in the morning and you're having back and leg symptoms, that's not a good sign. So that's number one when you think of if I have back and leg symptoms, I better make sure I'm not waking up with those same symptoms. Otherwise, we talked about where the disc itself coming out is not reducing or going back into where it should belong. And so that's a big problem. You always, if you want to look at my channel, I'm talking about my playlist 100 times. In the back part of my playlist, it goes over treatments that you should go ahead and do, or stuff that you can do at home to help with disc issues or back and sciatica issues. So you can go ahead and look at that. And so let's talk about what happens when you actually have that disc pushing out on that nerve. Let's come up close. I'm not sure if you can see it from that far away. So, boom. You see that baby popping out there and pressing on that nerve? Bah! That, man, you're talking about some excruciating pain down that leg if that is happening. That is sick. Needless to say, hopefully either A, you've gone to your primary care doctor, or if it's chronic in nature where it comes and goes, kind of like what we call a bell curve, it gets better, or excuse me, it gets worse and then it gets better again, look at my playlist. And so, oh, Jean Jade, hello host. I got someone new to this channel. This is Jean Jade. Live stream never seen with Jean Jane. Come in and get connected, Mr. I see a baby, so I don't know if it's a Mr. or Mrs. Jean Jade. Come on in. It's me, Jean's channel. Oh my Lord. Miss Jean's channel is showing her baby. That's what her baby looks like. Hi. So needless to say, that's her. Now, I don't know if that beautiful baby's a toddler now or what. Uh-oh, I gotta decide what to unplug because my tablet's losing power. Let me go ahead and plug in my tablet. Apparently, there's so many outlets up here in the dead zone. I'm one of the lucky ones in the dead zone that actually have electricity. Ain't that right, Scully? He's already 4 years old now. Wow. So he is a toddler. So he is a toddler. That is awesome. All right. So I'm now without a fan. Let's see how long I get before I pass out. My phone ain't got enough power to go without being plugged in. My tablet ain't got enough power to go without being plugged in. So let's see how long before I crash and burn. This might not be pretty. I might turn into Scully by the end of this live stream. Gene Jade still in the background or BG? Oh, background, BG, okay. Well, thank you so much, Miss Jean. ASMR, fam, let's go. ASMR is saying, hey, let's go. All right, so like we were saying before, I had technical difficulties. Miss Jean, her baby's now 4 years old. That's quite impressive. Look at that. So they're basically a young child. I guess they're toddler, child stage, however you want to look at it. So, boy, is she busy. Gene's channel says ASMR Lounge. Hello. So we got a connect going on between Gene's channel and ASMR. Look at that. Watch enough. Subscribe. Hit the bell if you're lucky enough. That way when you make some new content, or if you want to go back and see some of their other content, or playlist, you can go ahead and look at that stuff too, which is kind of cool. And it can give them some watch time so they can get monetized. Like what I'm trying to get is monetized. Man, this 4,000 hours is insane to get. I am giving people kudos as well as I do for Miss Jean that they are monetized because she's a monetized channel. So if you can, try to at least watch the 24 or 30 second commercial. Miss Jean channel says, your content is so awesome. ECTB is still in the house waving, hey, everybody. ECTB is still here. Hey, I hadn't gone nowhere. I'm still here. Maybe hopefully get connected. Jean Jade, the little baby, says, I'm in the background. And so much love to you, Miss Jean. Thank you so much. If you have any questions in regards to hopefully some stuff I can answer, now we're talking about the elbow. We talked about the elbow, wrist, and hand. Now we're talking about the disc right now. So if you guys have any questions about that, go ahead and shout them out. I got 8 in the house. I have 17 thumbs up right now. I got Marilyn says, Miss Shavitz, my gift to you also. All right, so we got another connection there. You got Kushaf Shavitz. You got a connection going on over there. ASMR Lounge at Gene's channel. Hi there. So we got a connection going on there. I mean, this stuff is just going on as I keep babbling it along. Like I'm actually organizing into this. Please, you guys are doing awesome all on your own. And I thank you for guys doing the appropriate quote-unquote transaction, so to speak. You know, when you're subscribing and being a good, and hopefully I'm being a good steward, so to speak, when it comes to my channel. All right, I thank you all for that you're not just blasting my channel like that other person was earlier. It happens. You're going to get a bunch of people every once in a while. All right, and so let's talk about this disc a little bit more. Yes, there's a ton to talk about with a disc problem. So we talked about what happens when your symptoms don't go away. Look at my playlist for that under disc for back. Treatments that you can do at home. The other thing here is we talked about where you really shouldn't have any symptoms in the disc unless it's compressing on that nerve, which is what I showed earlier. Or as we age, there's this thing called degenerative disc. I don't want to call it a disease, but technically it's called DDD, degenerative disc disease. It's a natural process. Most of the time, you're what we call asymptomatic. In Latin, anything with an A in front of the word, it actually means the lack of or no. So in this case, there's no symptoms when we say asymptomatic. And so the reality is when you're having your disc flatten out as we age and the two bones are coming together, it puts a lot of stress on the joints on the back side where my finger's sticking at right there, as well as, lo and behold, the nerve out to the side where that joint is right next to. That joint gets inflamed, it gets swollen. It causes inflammation, or what we call histamine response, occurring within the peripheral nerve. And lo and behold, you start having sciatica type symptoms or referral type symptoms, and it's actually coming from the degenerative problem. You're probably what I call picking at the scab. You're probably, doing activities that's inflaming that joint and causing a lot more stress on that disc and causing the inflammation to keep kind of brewing and going. So, and if you're better in the morning, and like I said earlier, and as the day goes on and gets worse, you're probably doing something on your end. And I show you on different my lower back playlist goes over the different things that probably most people are doing wrong that's causing the problem to kind of continue in the first place. USA live stream, TV, gadgets, and things is in the house. Giving me a thumbs up, coming on into the live stream, showing me some love. Thank you so much for coming. We got a bunch of people in the house. We have 6. We've had as many as 18. People are coming and going to people's videos and then coming back because of what YouTube did about 6 weeks ago, where you just can't click on their name. You sometimes, if you're lucky enough, if you have the extra attachment, you can go ahead and click on it. It'll be on green and then it can pop up. If you're on a desktop, or laptop, you can pop up multiple tabs and multiple videos, and be able to see multiple videos while you're still streaming on my live stream. But if you're on a phone or something else, no, you're going to be pulled out of my live stream and go to their channel and then get pulled back, hopefully, if you come back to me. Gene's channel says, I always do massage when I get pain in my toes. Gene's channel says, USA. Oh, you're going to get a connect there. Gadgets USA live stream. You're going to get a connection here. You got Gene's channel going ahead and want to show you some love. USA says, hello, Gene. How you doing? Much love coming to you. Hopefully, I just got another good connection for you guys. Ethan King, he's pretty cool. He's just that I subscribed to him for a while. Ethan King, shout out to him. Oh, USA live stream TV just shared my live stream. Thank you so much for sharing my live stream. Much love to you. I got to refresh now just because I've done a lot of stuff here. Let me go ahead and refresh to see how many people are actually in the live stream. I got exactly 6 people in the live stream right now. I've had as many as 18 thumbs up, so I have as many as 18 people in the live stream. Hopefully, we can get some people to stay depending on how busy they are. I got some people hanging out in the back stream part too. Marilyn Haynes says, Jeans, I give you some presents. Okay, so Marilyn says, hello, Jeans, USA. I shared your live stream. Yes, I already said that. I'm sorry. I appreciate that too. Marilyn Ham, I'm sorry to tell you, but your message was in spam. Kindly please change the words. You see that? Marilyn Ham, Miss Jean's channel tells you. Oh, you got Ethan's in the house. Come on in. How you doing, Mr. Ethans? Hello, sir. Love you so much. We're talking about disc issues today. Boom, 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 boom. We got some disc issues. You better come see Average Joe PT and Scully. Mr. Ethan King does an awesome channel. I actually really love his accent. He's got an amazing accent. There's no one that sounds quite like him, so it's very distinguished. And so he does drops videos all the time. I love him. If you guys are good, you go ahead and subscribe to him. You'll go ahead and hit his bell. Make sure you watch at least 30% of his video so that it doesn't go into spam. Make sure the comment is appropriate for the actual video itself so it doesn't go into spam. So he's got over 3,000 subscribers, and I'm sure he's gonna rock it, hopefully like the rest of us, to 10,000 to 100,000 and more, because he's right earlier today when he talked about in his video that's all about consistency. If you're consistent long enough, hard enough, we're going to get through this and get hopefully, and as we are more consistent and as we make our content that much better, right? Because we want to continue to make our content just as, you know, we want to get up there and keep improving our content. We don't want to get flat and plateau. Every kind of few weeks or so when you do drop an edited video, make sure you're adding a few things, looking at your algorithms and making sure that you're on the right course for your niche as well as your current subscribers. USA Live TV, I shared you out in MFBT also. Great tips, thank you so much. Hopefully, Ethan King, you'll get some love connections in here. I'm sure these people, I don't know if any of them know about you. Virgis Olivia, come on in. Hello, everyone. Come on in. I got people coming and going. So they're coming in because they probably only have a mobile phone and they can't continue to be on my live stream as well as connect to other people at the exact same time. So they are going out at a minute, 2 or 3 at a time, and then coming back. That's to be expected for the way YouTube changed its algorithm and the way we're allowed to connect over the last 5 to 6 weeks. They changed that. But if you have multiple phone, tablet, you're allowed to be able to negotiate a little bit or navigate a little bit around that particular roadblock that YouTube has made for us. USA is thrown out to Ethan Kings. Look at that USA live stream. There you go, Ethan. Thank you very much, sir. Yep, you already got a connection. Look at that. You didn't even have to work that hard. Boom. 3,000 and what now? That's right. You're already, keep going. That's right. It's that simple. That simple. Can't make it any easier here. You're going to get knowledge. You're going to get treatment techniques that you can do at home to reduce your pain with Scully and me, or technically in English it's Scully and I, grammatically correct, as well as you're going to get some connections, get some viewership, all right? And then hopefully spread your name out a little bit more on that branch tree. Just keep those branches going, folks. Jean's channel. I'm still awake. I'm preparing food. I'm hungry. Oh, gosh. Jean's Jade is in the background. BG is background. All right, so let's talk about that disc a little bit more, folks. All right, so we talked about what happens when you wake up the next day and you still have that back and leg symptoms. And like we can say that disc is probably still causing some problems and or it's causing inflammation, plus histamines around that nerve to continue to stay irritated. Ice is probably the best thing you could possibly do, as well as making sure either you see my playlist under the back protocol. It goes over all kinds of stuff that you can do at home. And if that doesn't help, you better go see your primary care. All right, they might put you on what we call a steroid pack. They might use Medrol. They might use Depakote. They might use prednisone. They might use dexamethasone. There's all these type of steroids-based medications that they can hopefully do to help reduce the inflammation around that area. All right, because you don't want to continue to manage your symptoms at home with your disc problem if it's not getting any better. If you're not seeing an improvement in probably a week or two with your leg symptoms or back symptoms, you better follow up with your primary, and hopefully they can go ahead and send you to a physical therapist, or they send you to a specialist and says, all right, yeah, you're not even physical therapy material. You need to go see an orthopedic surgeon or a neurosurgeon. Both disciplines, orthopedic and neurosurgeons, both work on the spine. That's where things get kind of muddy when it comes to the medical world. A lot of times you get this intertwining or interlayering or interlacing of two different disciplines like orthopedic and neurosurgeons. Great topic, Ethan King says. Since working from home, my neck and back is still killing me. I bet. I know you've been working, you said like day 50, 40, 50, something like that on your last video. And so, yeah, you definitely, if you want to look at my neck or back protocol, there's different treatment techniques that you can do at home to reduce your neck and back pain. I go over TENS unit, taping techniques, postural exercise, different massage techniques, different tools that you can use to actually do those massage techniques. I talk about postural education and different types of things that you can do at home, postural-wise, to reduce your neck and back pain, as well as I go over the obvious stretching and strengthening exercises that you clinically or would, obviously would figure out in this channel, since this is a physical therapy channel. But I take it one step further and I go over different types of other treatment techniques that those other channels don't talk about doing. They talk about basic stretching and strengthening, and that's it. They don't go over any other types of treatment techniques that you can literally do in your own home, that they do in the clinic and charge you for, all right, that you can do in your own home to help reduce, or as I say in my channel, master your pain. Gene's channel says, Marlene Ham, thank you so much. I already saw it. Your comment now is good. Beautiful. So you guys got a good connection. Thank you again. See you next time, as they say. Or as I say, if you guys watch the end of my videos, which I hope some of you do, my slogan at the end of my videos is what? That's my question to you folks. I want to see a comment, not the new guys or new gals that's here, like my Mr. Ethan King, brother from another mother, because I love his accent. He doesn't probably know this, but at the end of my videos, what's my slogan that I always say? Come on, type it in there. I'm going to give you guys a TikTok of 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's what? Ethan King knows. Oh, Mr. Ethan King has watched a few of my videos, hasn't he? Ha ha ha! I don't know the first time here. That's fine, Miss Jean's channel. You're exempt, as we say. You're exempt from this. Well, I got some people in here that should know this answer if they've seen literally any of my videos. That's my kind of slogan that I made at the end. Came up myself. I should probably make one of my t-shirts this particular slogan. Come on, Scully, come on down here. The slogan is, from now on, we want you to look up and keep smiling. That is Average Joe and Scully's slogan for my channel, or for our channels, I should say. The inanimate object and the one that is animate. Gene channel laughs, lots of laughs. Ha ha ha, I don't know the first time here. Okay, I already said that. I'm sorry, that was redundant. All right, I got 6 in the house. Hopefully people are coming out and coming back and giving me some love, as well as giving other people love and getting connected. We've been on this live stream 129 minutes and 40-some seconds. Woo! Oh, man. And I'm in the dead zone. And so what's that dead zone mean? That's right, I'm up in the doghouse. That means there's no insulation, there's no heat, there's no cold, hence no climate control. I'm in a non-climate control environment, and it is currently 82 degrees outside in the beautiful state of North Carolina, and I have this beaming, flashing solar flare of bulbs on my face. So yes, I'm getting quite warm. Wow, that's great slogan. Keep smiling. That's also the best medicine. Yeah. I mean, for some reason it was, it was a call from the gods, the Greeks, the Christians, the Muslims, Hindu. Hey, Ethan, I think I know you. Uh-oh, USA. I don't know why I didn't want me to show that. Come on. There we go. Sorry about that, USA. YouTube gets glitchy every once in a while on me. Don't forget to connect the right way, okay? He, smile. Even if you have a lot of problems, always smile. That's right, yeah. My mother always says, kill them with kindness. All right, folks, I have 7 in the house right now. All right, we are about to finish this live stream. This is my 3rd and final live stream of this week. I do them on Mondays. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I do them on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And I drop my edited video with Scully on Sundays. So stay tuned for this Sunday's live stream. It will be my 3rd video in my Snapping Hips series. And we're going to go over all types of surgical techniques that they do for snapping hips syndrome. My first video, if you want to look at it, which I would love you guys looking at it, snapping hip syndrome, is all about what is snapping hip syndrome. My second video is all about treatment techniques that you can do at home to help with your snapping hip syndrome. My third video, that drops this weekend, is all going to be about surgical treatments that you can do to help with snapping hip syndrome. And my 4th and final video on snapping hip syndrome is going to be about what they do in the physical therapy clinic to help with snapping hip syndrome. So stay tuned for those. All right. Thank you so much for coming. Much love to you all. Thanks for sharing your brain, Joe. No problem. Scully and I, we love to do that. We hope to keep bringing you guys content. No reason why we shouldn't. I'm in this for the long haul. I'm all about the marathon. I'm not about the race. And so hopefully, like we always say, keep up and keep smiling. All right. Thank you so much for Ethan and the rest of you all new coming. If I haven't subscribed, I will be subscribing. Hopefully you subscribe to me and you hit the bell. That way it's an easy connection for me to go ahead and do. All right. Next video dropping hopefully Sunday sometime. Stay tuned for that. Bye for now, folks.